Dear Heavenly Father, in the quiet of this sacred hour, as the world lies still and the veil between the seen and unseen grows thin, I lift my heart to you. You have awakened me, not by chance, but by divine purpose. In the stillness of the night, when the noise of the world has faded, I hear the gentle whisper of your voice calling me into communion with you. Lord, I thank you. Before I ask, before I seek, before I lay my burdens at your feet, I choose gratitude. Thank you for the breath in my lungs, for the beating of my heart, for the unseen mercies that have carried me through this day and into the dawn of a new one. Thank you for the battles you have fought on my behalf, for the doors you have opened that I did not even know were locked, for the protection that surrounded me when I was unaware of the dangers that lurked. Thank you for your love, a love that is never withheld, never diminished, never dependent on my worthiness, but ever constant, ever present, ever pursuing. In this hour, Father, I seek your forgiveness, if I have spoken words that did not reflect your grace, if I have harbored thoughts that did not align with your truth, if I have acted in ways that were not guided by love, wash me clean. Let not my mistakes keep me from drawing near to you. Your mercy is boundless, and your arms are always open. Teach me, Lord, to extend that same forgiveness to those who have wronged me. Help me to release the burdens of resentment, to let go of the chains of bitterness, and to walk in the freedom of a heart unshackled by unforgiveness. For as you have forgiven me, so must I forgive. Father, I seek your guidance. The path ahead is unknown, and my heart at times wavers with uncertainty. But I trust in you. You are the lamp to my feet, the light upon my path. Show me the way in which I should walk. If I stand at the threshold of decisions, grant me wisdom. If I face trials that seem insurmountable, grant me strength. If my heart is weary from the weight of waiting, grant me patience. I do not ask for clarity, Lord, but for confidence in you. For even when I cannot see the way, I know that you are leading me. Wrap me in your love, Father, a love so deep, so vast, so unshakable that no storm of life can pull me from its grasp. Let me rest in the assurance that I am fully known and fully loved. When the world tells me I am not enough, remind me that in you, I am chosen, redeemed, and set apart. Let your love be the foundation of my identity, the anchor of my soul, the force that compels me to love others as you have loved me. Father, I ask for inner strength when my spirit grows weary. Renew me when my faith is tested. Fortify me when my flesh is weak. Sustain me, teach me to stand firm, to persevere, to trust even when the road is long and the answers seem distant. Let my strength not be rooted in my own ability, but in the power of your Spirit within me. For when I am weak, you are strong. Lord, I hold fast to hope. Hope that is not in circumstances, not in outcomes, not in fleeting promises, but in you, the unchanging, ever faithful, sovereign God. No matter what this day brings, I will not fear. No matter what uncertainties linger in the darkness, I will not despair. My hope is in you, and in you alone. You are the God who parts the seas, who moves the mountains, who brings life where there was death, who makes a way where there was none. And if you have brought me to this moment, you will surely lead me through it. I lift my hands in surrender and in expectation. I receive the blessings you have set aside for me. I will walk in the abundance of your provision, in the overflow of your grace, in the confidence of your promises. I declare that favor goes before me, that goodness and mercy follow me, that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. I declare that joy will be my portion, that peace will be my foundation, that love will be the mark one leave upon this world. As this night gives way to morning, as darkness yields to light, so too will every sorrow be turned to joy, every burden be lifted, every prayer be answered in its perfect time. I trust, I believe, I wait upon you, Father, as I remain in your presence in this sacred hour. My soul lingers in the stillness of your love. There is no rush here, no urgency, but the longing of my spirit to be drawn ever closer to you. The night stretches on, and yet in this moment, I am fully awake, not merely in body, but in spirit. You have stirred me from my rest, not to be troubled, but to be renewed. You have summoned me into the sanctuary of these quiet hours, that I might sit at your feet and receive from your infinite well of wisdom, mercy, and grace. Lord, you are my dwelling place. The world outside may shift like sand, uncertainties may rise like waves, yet in you, I am steadfast. I take refuge beneath the shadow of your wings, where fear cannot shake me and doubt cannot take root. You are the rock on which I stand, the fortress that surrounds me, the foundation that cannot be moved. Teach me, O God, to abide more deeply in you, not just in these quiet moments of solitude, but in the waking hours of my day, in the rhythms of my work, in the stillness of my heart, and in the love I extend to others. Let my life itself become a prayer, a constant offering of worship before you. May the words I speak bring life. May my actions reflect your goodness. May my thoughts be in harmony with your truth. Let my very being be a vessel through which your presence flows into the world, touching hearts, healing wounds, breaking chains, and drawing others to the light of your unfailing love. Father, I lift my heart to you, vulnerable and open, knowing that you are the keeper of all things seen and unseen within me. There are prayers I have spoken aloud and prayers too deep for words, desires, longings, wounds, and burdens that only you can fully understand. Search me, O God, and know my heart. See if there is any anxious way in me, and lead me in the path everlasting. Where my faith has wavered, strengthen it. Where my love has grown weary, renew it. Where my hope has been dimmed by the weight of waiting, rekindle the flame that I may believe again. I surrender, Lord, not because I am defeated, but because I am safe in you. I lay down my striving, my need to control, my restless heart that often seeks answers before seeking you. I release my grip on the things I have tried to carry alone, for they were never mine to bear. Take them, Father, lift the burdens I was never meant to shoulder. Teach me to trust in your perfect timing, to rest in the assurance that you are working all things together for my good. In the quiet depths of this night, I feel the weight of your glory. I sense your presence moving, stirring, healing. You are the God who neither sleeps nor slumbers, who watches over his children with unfailing love. When the world is silent, you are speaking. When the night is darkest, you are shining. When I cannot see the way ahead, you are already there, preparing the path, making a way where there was none. Father, as I rest in your presence, I receive your peace, not the fragile peace the world gives, but the peace that surpasses all understanding, the kind of peace that steadies the soul in the midst of storms, that silences the lies of the enemy, that anchors the heart in truth. Let this peace guard my mind and my emotions, that I may walk through the day ahead unshaken, confident in the knowledge that I am held by you. And Lord, if there are battles ahead, I do not fear them. If there are challenges waiting in the coming dawn, I do not shrink back, for you are my defender, my strength, my ever-present help in times of trouble. You go before me, making the crooked paths straight. You stand behind me, covering me in grace. You walk beside me, ensuring that I am never alone. With you, I am victorious. With you, I am more than a conqueror. I pray now, Father, not only for myself but for those who also find themselves awake in these early hours. For the weary, grant rest. For the anxious, bring comfort. For the burdened, lift the weight from their shoulders. For the broken-hearted, bind up their wounds with the gentle touch of your love. Let your spirit move across the earth, awakening hearts to your presence, calling souls into communion with you. May revival stir in the darkness. May healing rise with the dawn. May chains break and hope be restored as your people turn their faces toward you. And as the first light of morning begins to break upon the horizon, I give thanks for new mercies, for unseen blessings, for the certainty that whatever this day holds, you hold me, and that is enough. Father, as the veil of night lingers and the first light of dawn remains but a promise on the horizon, I continue to abide in the sanctuary of your presence. Time seems to stand still in this sacred hour, where the world is hushed, and the whisper of your spirit is more vivid than the rising sun. You have called me to wake, not in restlessness, but in reverence. You have drawn me into this quiet communion, not for mere words, but for transformation. I come before you now, Lord, with a heart laid bare, for there is nothing hidden from you. You see the depths of my soul, the fears I have not spoken, the dreams I have scarcely dared to believe, the silent prayers that rest beneath my breath. You know the struggles I wrestle with in the quiet corners of my mind, the longings I have carried through weary seasons, the moments when my faith trembled beneath the weight of uncertainty. And yet, even in my frailty, you call me your own. Father, let this be a moment of renewal. Wash over me with the waters of your grace. Let the light of your presence penetrate the shadowed places of my heart, illuminating every doubt, every hesitation, every place where I have withheld my full surrender. Teach me, Lord, to release my grasp on the things I have clung to for too long, the burdens of self-reliance, the worries that steal my peace, the wounds that have yet to be laid at your feet. For you, O God, are not distant. You are near, closer than my very breath, more constant than the rising sun, more faithful than the turning of the seasons. You have never abandoned me, not in the storms nor in the silence. Even when I could not trace your hand, your love upheld me. Even when I faltered, your mercy remained steadfast. Even when I questioned, you answered with kindness. And so now, Lord, I wait in the stillness, not for mere answers, but for more of you. I do not seek fleeting comforts, but the eternal weight of your presence. I do not ask for a path without trial, but for the faith to walk boldly wherever you lead. In the unknown, be my certainty. In the waiting, be my song. In the valleys, be my strength. In the victories, be my humility. Let my heart be unwavering in its pursuit of you. Let my prayers not be spoken in haste, but with the depth of a soul anchored in trust. Let my worship not be dependent on circumstances, but on the unchanging truth of who you are. For you are holy, you are sovereign, you are the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the one who was, and is to come. Father, as I linger in your presence, I lift up those who, even now, are searching for you, the broken-hearted who long for healing, the weary who ache for rest, the lost who crave direction, the lonely who need to know they are seen, loved, and held in the palm of your hand. Lord, move in the unseen places. Speak to the wandering souls. Call home the prodigal hearts. Let this hour not pass without a stirring in the depths of those who seek you. Awaken in me, Lord, a heart that mirrors yours. Let me not be a mere recipient of your grace, but a vessel through which it flows to others. Teach me to love as you love, without condition, without hesitation, without expectation of return. Break every chain of selfishness, every root of pride, every place where I have held back the full measure of your love from those around me. And Father, let hope rise in me, not the fragile hope of circumstances, but the unshakable hope that rests in your promises, the hope that stands firm in the storm, the hope that refuses to bow to fear, the hope that declares victory even when the battle is still raging. May this hope be the song of my soul, the anthem of my days, the foundation upon which my life is built. For I know, Lord, that you are faithful. You have never failed, not once, not ever, and you will not begin now. So I stand in expectation, not of what my eyes can see, but of what my faith knows to be true, that you are working all things together for good, that you are orchestrating divine purpose even in the unseen, that you are making a way where there was none. And so I rest in the assurance of your goodness. I rest in the certainty of your provision. I rest in the embrace of a Father who holds my past, my present, and my future in his hands. I rest in the knowledge that as night fades into morning, as shadows give way to light, so too will every trial be turned into testimony, every waiting season into fulfillment, every prayer into an answered promise in its perfect time. Father, As this sacred hour lingers and the veil between the temporal and the eternal remains thin, I press in even deeper, longing to be wholly immersed in your presence. This moment is not one to be hurried, not one to be measured by the ticking hands of time, for in you, there is no haste, no rush, only the vast expanse of eternity where my soul finds its home. Father, you are the stillness in my restless heart. You are the voice that calls through the noise of my thoughts, bidding me to lay aside every weight, every care, every lingering doubt, and simply be held, be known, be loved. You are not a God who remains distant. You are not a mystery too far for me to reach. You are here, you are near, you are as close as my next breath, as present as the rising dawn. And in this knowing, I rest in the beauty of your love. A love so vast, so boundless, so unshakable that no force in heaven or earth can separate me from it. This love is not fragile, not fleeting. It does not waver with my weakness nor grow dim with my doubts. It remains constant, fierce, unrelenting, a consuming fire that refines and purifies, a wellspring that never runs dry. Oh, how unworthy I am, and yet, you call me worthy. How often I fall, and yet, your hands lift me up. How often I hesitate, and yet, you wait patiently, always ready, always willing to embrace me again. Your mercy, Lord, is beyond comprehension. You have seen the depths of me, the fears I mask, the insecurities I hide, the struggles I pretend do not exist. And still, you love me, not as I should be, but as I am, not for my striving, but simply because I am yours. And so, Lord, I yield, I surrender fully, without condition, without pretense. Take every fragment of me and make it whole in you. Take my broken pieces and create something beautiful. Take my life and let it be a vessel of your glory, a canvas for your divine artistry. Let my days be painted with your goodness, my words woven with your truth, my actions guided by the gentle leading of your spirit. Father, deepen my hunger for you. Let my soul crave your presence more than it craves comfort. Let my spirit long for you more than it longs for earthly security. Strip away anything that dulls my love for you, anything that clouds my vision, anything that numbs my awareness of your nearness. Draw me into the secret place where my heart beats in rhythm with yours, where I am no longer content with surface prayers but yearn for the depths of divine communion. Teach me to listen, Lord, not just to speak, but to wait in holy expectancy, to lean in when you whisper, to recognize your voice above the clamor of my own desires. How often have I asked but not waited for the answer? How often have I sought but not lingered long enough to find? Yet you, in your infinite patience, never withhold, never turn away. You are always speaking, always guiding, always revealing. If only I would be still long enough to hear. And so, I quiet my soul, I silence the doubts, the distractions, the endless thoughts that war for my attention. Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening. Whisper truth into the corners of my heart where lies have tried to take root. Breathe life into dreams that I once buried, believing them too impossible to see fulfilled. Stir again the embers of faith, that I may walk boldly in the calling you have placed upon my life. Father, I know you are not only the God of the past, not only the God of what has been, but the God of what is yet to come. You are the God of new beginnings, of restoration, of the impossible made possible. And so, I step forward, not in fear, but in faith, not in hesitation, but in full assurance that you go before me, that you make a way where there is none, that you order my steps with precision and purpose. And Lord, as I stand in this place of divine communion, I do not forget those who are weary, those who are longing, those who are hurting. I lift them up to you, the brokenhearted, the hopeless, the ones who feel unseen, unheard, unloved. Wrap them in the same love that now holds me. Draw them into the warmth of your embrace. Let them know that even in the silence, you are near. Even in the waiting, you are working. Even in the unknown, you are sovereign. Father, awaken hearts, awaken faith, Awaken purpose. Let this be an hour not only of encounter but of transformation. Let lives be shifted, chains be broken, burdens be lifted, eyes be opened to the beauty of who you are. Let the cry of my soul not be for blessings alone, but for more of you, for a life so immersed in your presence that no darkness can shake it. No trial can steal its joy. No storm can uproot its foundation. You are my everything, Lord, my breath, my song, my strong tower, my refuge. You are the beginning of my days and the keeper of my nights. You are the author of my story, the one who writes beauty from ashes, who brings light into every shadowed place. And as I remain here in the stillness, I know that I am exactly where I am meant to be, in the presence of my God, in the arms of my Father, in the peace that surpasses all understanding. I will not fear the coming day, for you are already in it. I will not shrink back from what lies ahead, for you walk beside me. I will not carry burdens I was never meant to bear, for they rest securely in your hands. And as the dawn begins to break and light spills over the horizon, I will rise strengthened, renewed, emboldened by the truth that I am yours, now and forevermore. Father, as the quiet stillness of this sacred hour lingers, my soul remains bowed before you, drawn deeper into the mystery of your presence. The world is hushed, yet within this silence, I hear the language of heaven, the unspoken whispers of your love, the gentle call of your spirit, the sacred nearness that cannot be grasped by words alone. You have awakened me, not to burden me with worry, but to unveil a deeper revelation of who you are. And so, I yield, I lean in, I open every door of my heart to you. O Lord, how vast is your love, how boundless is your mercy. Your presence wraps around me like the embrace of eternity, securing me in a peace that the world cannot give nor take away. Here in this moment, I am known, not just in part, but in fullness. Every thought, every longing, every secret place within me is laid bare before you, and yet I am not rejected, not abandoned, not condemned. Instead, you gather me closer, you whisper my name with love. You remind me that I belong, that I am yours, that nothing, neither height nor depth, neither past nor present, neither darkness nor doubt, can separate me from the love you so freely give. Father, I do not take this nearness lightly. It is a privilege, an invitation, a holy mystery that I will never fully comprehend. Yet I do not need to understand it to receive it. And so, I drink deeply of your presence, letting it quench the thirst that no earthly well could satisfy. Every desire, every longing I have ever known finds its fulfillment in you. I was created for this, to know you, to love you, to be wholly consumed by you. And yet, how often have I wandered? How often have I chased after lesser things, thinking they could fill the spaces only you were meant to occupy? How often have I sought security in fleeting comforts, stability in the shifting sands of this world? But even in my wandering, you pursued me. Even in my distraction, you never let me go. And now, here in this sacred hour, you call me again, not with a voice of reprimand, but with a voice of love, a voice that says, come, return, rest. So I lay it all down, every burden, every fear, every weight I was never meant to carry. I empty my hands so that they may be filled anew. I relinquish control so that I may walk in the freedom you have already given me. Let my heart no longer be divided. Let my affections no longer be torn between the eternal and the temporary. Let my soul find its home in you and you alone. Father, I long for a deeper intimacy with you. I do not want to know you from a distance. I want to abide in you as the branch abides in the vine. I want to live in the fullness of your spirit, to move in step with your will, to breathe in the very rhythm of heaven. Let my desires be shaped by your desires. Let my thoughts be transformed by your truth. Let my life be a living prayer, a song of worship that never ceases. O Lord, refine me, purify every corner of my being. Burn away what does not belong, what does not honor you, what hinders me from walking in the calling you have placed upon my life. Let nothing remain that is not of you. Make me holy as you are holy, not by my own strength, but by the power of your Spirit within me. For I am weak, but you are strong. I am flawed, but you are perfect, and in you, I am made new. Father, awaken my spirit. Stir within me a hunger that cannot be satisfied by anything but you. Let my prayers not be empty words but flames that rise from the altar of my heart. Let my worship be more than a song but a life fully surrendered. Let my faith be more than belief but an unshakable trust that moves mountains, parts seas, and steps forward even when the path is unseen. For you are the God of the impossible. You are the one who speaks and worlds are formed, who breathes and life begins, who commands and storms are silenced. There is nothing too hard for you, nothing beyond your reach, nothing outside the power of your hands. And if you are for me, who can be against me? If you are leading me, how can I be lost? If you are holding me, how can I ever be afraid? So I will trust, not in what my eyes see, but in what my spirit knows to be true. I will trust that even in the waiting, you are working, that even in the silence, you are speaking, that even in the trials, you are refining me for something greater than I can now comprehend. I will trust that every closed door is protection, every delay is preparation, every unanswered prayer is a setup for something beyond what I have asked or imagined. Lord, I surrender again, not with hesitation, but with joy, not with fear, but with faith, not as one who is losing, but as one who is gaining the greatest treasure of all, more of you. Take my life and make it wholly yours. Take my heart and make it a sanctuary for your presence. Take my days and use them for your glory. And as the night begins to wane, as the first hints of morning stir up on the horizon, I do not leave this place unchanged. I arise with new strength, with renewed purpose, with a heart that beats in unison with yours. I step into the dawn not with anxiety, but with expectancy, not with doubt, but with unwavering faith that the one who holds the universe also holds me. You are my portion, my refuge, my strong tower, my hiding place. You are my joy, my peace, my ever-present help. You are my God, and I am yours, now and forevermore. Father, as the night lingers in its final embrace before the dawning of a new day, my soul remains before you, surrendered and still. I do not rush from this moment, for I have tasted the sweetness of your presence, and I long to dwell here a little longer. Time fades in the light of eternity, and I know that even as the world awakens, you are not bound by its cycles, nor by the rising and setting of the sun. You are the everlasting one, and I am held within the constancy of your love. What a privilege it is to stand before you, O Lord, clothed not in my own righteousness, but in the covering of your mercy. You see me as I am, yet you call me by who I am becoming. You look beyond my failures, my doubts, my frailty, and instead, you speak life into my spirit. Where I see ashes, you see beauty. Where I see weakness, you see potential. Where I see brokenness, you see a vessel ready to be restored by the hands of the Master. So I yield, Father, not out of reluctance, but out of the deep knowing that you alone are my source. You alone sustain me. You alone are the fulfillment of every longing, the answer to every prayer whispered in faith. There is nothing I need that is found outside of you. There is no joy greater than abiding in you. If all else fades and I still have you, I have everything. And yet, Lord, I confess how often my heart wanders, how easily I am drawn to lesser loves, to the empty promises of the world, to the illusion of control. How often I have clung to things that were never mine to keep, relationships, ambitions, plans of my own making, only to realize that without you, they crumble like sand. But even in my wandering, you have never abandoned me. Even when I turned away, you waited with open arms, ready to welcome me home. So here I am, Lord, home again in your presence, home in the shelter of your wings. I lay down every idol, every distraction, every thought that exalts itself above the knowledge of you. I lay down the fear that whispers lies, the anxiety that robs my peace, the uncertainty that tempts me to doubt. I lay it all down at your feet, knowing that you are more than enough for me. Teach me, Father, to hunger for you above all else. Let my soul be like the deer that pants for streams of living water, never satisfied with what is stagnant, never content with surface-level faith. Let me press in, deeper still, until I am so immersed in you that nothing can shake me. Let my heart burn with holy fire, a passion that cannot be extinguished by trials or weariness or the passing seasons of life. For you are not a God of distance, but of nearness. You do not merely observe my life from afar. You are intricately woven into every moment, every breath, every heartbeat. You are here in the stillness, in the quiet hours of night. You are here in the storms, in the seasons of waiting, in the unspoken prayers of my soul. You are here in the victories, in the breakthroughs, in the moments when the weight is lifted and I glimpse the fullness of your glory. And yet, even if my prayers are not answered in the way I expect, even if the waiting lingers longer than my flesh desires, I will still praise you. For you are good, not because of what you give, but because of who you are. Your goodness is not measured by circumstances, nor does it waver with the changing tides of my emotions. You are good in the fire, and you are good in the rain. You are good in the valley, and you are good on the mountaintop. You are good in the silence, and you are good in the shout of victory. So I rest, Lord. I rest in the confidence that I am held in the hands of a Father who is both mighty and merciful. A Father who parts the seas but also catches every tear that falls from my eyes. A Father who commands the universe but still whispers my name with tenderness. A Father who knows the plans He has for me, plans to prosper and not to harm, plans to give me hope and a future. Let me walk in those plans, Lord, even when the road ahead is hidden from view. Let me trust in the unfolding, knowing that you never waste a single moment of my journey. Let me embrace each step with faith, knowing that nothing is lost in your hands, not a single prayer, not a single act of obedience, not a single seed sown in faith. And as the dawn begins to break, as the first light of morning spills across the sky, let my heart awaken to the new mercies you have prepared for this day. Let me rise not in my own strength, but in yours. Let me move forward not in striving, but in surrender. Let me love not with the limits of human affection, but with the love that flows from the depths of your heart. Father, as the veil of night lifts and the dawn whispers its quiet arrival, I remain here, lingering in the sanctuary of your presence. The world stirs to life, yet within me, a deeper stillness remains, a peace that surpasses understanding, a rest that is found only in you. My soul is not yet ready to move from this place of communion, for I have tasted the sweetness of your nearness, and I long for more. O Lord, how magnificent is your love! It knows no bounds, no conditions, no limits. It reaches into the depths of my being, filling every hollow space, healing every wound, restoring what I thought was beyond redemption. You have set your love upon me, not because I am worthy, but because you are faithful, not because I have earned it, but because it is who you are. And so, I surrender again, not out of reluctance, not out of fear, but out of love, a love that calls me to trust, to yield, to lay aside every weight that entangles me so that I may run unhindered in the path you have set before me. I let go of every anxious thought, every striving, every plan I have clung to as if it were my own to control. For I am learning, Father, that true freedom is found not in grasping, but in releasing, not in my will, but in yours. Oh, how my heart yearns to follow you without hesitation, without question, without condition. Let my faith be like the faith of Abraham, who stepped into the unknown simply because you spoke. Let my trust be like the trust of Mary, who surrendered her life to your will with a single, unwavering yes. Let my devotion be like that of David, whose soul thirsted for you as in a dry and weary land where there is no water. You are my portion, Lord. You are the fulfillment of every desire, the answer to every longing, the source of every good thing. I need nothing but you. Strip away the distractions, the illusions, the counterfeit comforts that would seek to draw my gaze from your beauty. Let my heart be wholly undivided, a heart that beats in rhythm with yours, And yet, Lord, you do not call me to remain in this place only to receive, but also to pour out. You fill me not for myself alone, but that I may overflow. You bless me that I may be a blessing. You shine your light upon me that I may carry it into the darkness. For what good is it, Father, if I abide in your presence yet do not carry your love into a world that is desperate for its touch? So let my life be an offering, a fragrance that rises to you. Let my words speak life to the weary. Let my hands be an extension of your kindness. Let my feet walk in the paths of righteousness, bringing the good news of peace. Let my heart remain soft, my spirit remain yielded, my love remain without condition. Let my days be spent in service to your kingdom, that when I stand before you, I may hear the words, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." Father, I lift up those who are weary, those who have woken in the night with burdens too heavy to bear. For the ones who are wrestling with sorrow, be their comfort. For the ones entangled in fear, be their refuge. For the ones who feel forgotten, whisper their name and remind them they are seen. Let your love reach them in the hidden places, in the silent struggles, in the moments when they feel most alone. You are the God who does not turn away, the shepherd who leaves the 99 to find the one, the Father who runs to embrace the prodigal. And Lord, I pray for those who do not yet know you, for the hearts that are searching, for the souls that are restless, for the ones who have been blinded by the lies of this world. Let them encounter you, the living God. Let them see beyond religion, beyond ritual, beyond empty words, and come face to face with the reality of your presence. Draw them, Lord, as you have drawn me. Break through every barrier, every resistance, every stronghold that has kept them from knowing the depths of your love. Let revival stir, O God, not just in distant lands, not just in churches or gatherings, but in hearts, in homes, in the secret place where one soul meets with you. Let the fire of your Spirit burn away complacency. Let passion rise from the ashes of apathy. Let the name of Jesus be lifted high, not just in word, but in power, in transform the lives, in the undeniable move of your hand. And as this time of communion draws on, as the light of morning stretches across the heavens, I know I do not leave your presence, I simply walk forward in it. For you go before me, you walk beside me, you dwell within me. I am never without you, never apart from you, never forsaken. So I rise in faith, I step forward in joy. I embrace this day with expectation, knowing that you have already written its story. And it is good. For every moment ahead, you have prepared a grace sufficient for me. For every challenge ahead, you have equipped me with strength that is not my own. For every battle ahead, you have declared the victory. And so, I will walk in confidence, not in myself, but in the one who holds all things together, the one who spoke the universe into being, the one who conquered death and called me by name, the one who is, who was, and who is to come. Father, as the first light of dawn gently unfolds across the heavens, I remain in the sanctuary of your presence, reluctant to depart from this sacred communion. For here, in the quiet of this holy hour, I find rest for my soul, strength for my spirit, and clarity for my path. You are the keeper of my heart, the anchor that holds me fast when the tides of life rise high. You are the whisper in the wind, the song in the silence, the peace that stills every storm. O Lord, how can I ever grow weary of seeking you? How can my heart ever cease to be captivated by the beauty of your holiness? The more I gaze upon you, the more I am undone by the magnitude of your love, a love so vast that it stretches beyond the edges of eternity, a love so deep that it reaches into the hidden recesses of my soul, drawing out the places I have kept locked away, healing wounds I did not even know existed. Father, let my spirit remain in tune with yours, not just in these moments of stillness, but in every breath, every step, every word I speak throughout this day. Let me not forget the sweetness of this encounter as the world begins to call my attention elsewhere. Keep me tethered to the awareness of your presence, that I may walk in constant communion with you. Let my mind be renewed, My desires be refined, my heart be aligned with yours. I ask you, Lord, to shape me into the vessel you have designed me to be. Break away everything within me that does not reflect you. Remove every trace of selfish ambition, every hidden seed of pride, every lingering fear that holds me back from the fullness of your calling. I do not want to be bound by the limits of my own understanding. I long to move in the freedom of faith, to walk upon the waters of trust, to surrender so completely that there is nothing left of me, only you shining through. Refine me, O God. Let the fire of your Spirit purify every corner of my soul until all that remains is gold tested and made pure. Burn away complacency, strip away every layer of pretense, and bring me into the depths of authentic relationship with you. I do not desire a shallow faith that bends with the winds of circumstance. I want a faith that is steadfast, unshaken, immovable because it is rooted in the truth of who you are. You are my refuge, my strong tower, my shield in times of battle. When my strength fails, you are the one who carries me. When my heart is overwhelmed, you are the rock that is higher than I when I do not know the way forward. You illuminate the path with the light of your wisdom, and when I am tempted to doubt, you remind me that you are the God who never fails, never falters, never forgets a single promise. O Lord, increase my faith, teach me to believe beyond what my eyes can see. Let me not be confined by the limits of my circumstances, but let me stand on the limitless power of your word. You have never spoken a promise you did not fulfill. You have never made a way that did not lead to goodness, even when it was hidden from my sight. And so, I choose to trust you, not just in the victories, but in the valleys, not just in the answered prayers, but in the waiting, not just in the certainty, but in the mystery of your divine plans unfolding in ways I cannot yet comprehend. Father, I lay before you every longing, every unanswered question, every burden too heavy for me to bear. You know the deepest desires of my heart, the dreams I have dared to speak and the ones I have only whispered in the quiet of my soul. You see the prayers that have been sown in faith, the ones watered with tears, the ones I have prayed again and again, wondering when the harvest will come. And yet, I know that not a single prayer has fallen to the ground unnoticed. Not a single tear has been wasted, not a single moment of waiting has been in vain. For you are the God of perfect timing. You are never early, never late, but always right on time. Even when I do not understand the delays, even when I do not see the purpose in the waiting, I know that you are working all things together for good. You are aligning every detail, orchestrating every step, preparing every provision, and positioning me exactly where I need to be. And so, I surrender my timeline to you. I release my need to know the when and the how. And instead, I simply say, let it be according to your will. Let my heart be content in the unfolding, in the process, in the divine mystery of your ways. Let me not strive to force open doors that you have not yet unlocked. Let me not grow weary in well-doing, but remain faithful in every season, trusting that your plans for me are greater than anything I could conceive. For what you have prepared for those who love you is beyond what the eye has seen, beyond what the ear has heard, beyond what the mind can fathom. And so, I rest in that promise. I rest in the truth that you are good, that you are faithful, that you are the author and the finisher of my faith, that you have gone before me, making crooked places straight, that you have already written the story. And it is one of redemption, of purpose, of glory revealed through surrender. Father, as this time of sacred communion stretches into the waking day, let the fragrance of this encounter linger upon me. Let your Spirit go before me, leading me into divine appointments, opportunities to extend your love, moments where heaven touches earth through acts of kindness, words of encouragement, prayers lifted on behalf of those who are in need. Let me not be so consumed by my own cares that I fail to see those around me who are hurting. Let me not become so inwardly focused that I miss the chance to be your hands and feet. Instead, Lord, use me. Let my life be a reflection of your goodness. Let my actions be a testimony of your grace. Let my presence carry the peace of heaven into every place I enter. For I am not my own, I have been bought with a price. Ransomed by the blood of the Lamb, redeemed for a purpose that extends beyond myself. My life is not for my own glory, but for yours. My days are not my own, but they are surrendered to the call you have placed upon me. So lead me, Lord, guide me where you will. Open the doors that need to be opened, and close the ones that no longer serve your purpose. Align my steps with the path you have set before me, and let me walk it with confidence, knowing that wherever you lead, you go with me. And as I step forward from this place of prayer, as the day unfolds before me, let me never forget that you are my constant, that even in the busiest moments, even in the noise and the chaos, I can always return to this place, the secret place where my soul finds its refuge in you. For you are my dwelling place, my hiding place, my eternal home, and there is nowhere else I would rather be. Father, as the light of the new day gently unfolds and the world stirs to life, I remain here in the quiet of your presence, my heart fully surrendered, my soul deeply at rest. Though time moves forward, I am not eager to rush away from this sacred communion, for I know that every moment spent with you is a moment of transformation. Here, in the secret place of your love, I am being shaped, refined, molded into the likeness of Christ. Lord, let my spirit remain tender before you. Let my ears be attuned to the whisper of your voice, so that even amid the noise of the day, I would not lose the clarity that comes from sitting at your feet. For what is the value of my labor if it is not guided by your wisdom? What is the worth of my pursuits if they are not rooted in your will? Keep me from striving after things that will fade, from chasing after dreams that were never meant to be mine. Instead, let my heart be aligned with the purposes you have set before me, that I may walk in step with your spirit, that I may move not in my own ambition, but in the power of your divine calling. I lift up my hands in surrender, Father, not in resignation, but in expectation, for I know that when I release my will into your hands, I am not losing control, I am gaining freedom. When I let go of my fears, I am receiving courage. When I give you my weakness, I am clothed in strength. And when I yield my plans, I step into the greater story you have written for me, a story that far exceeds anything I could ever create for myself. Lord, let my life be a vessel for your glory. Fill me with a fresh outpouring of your Spirit, that I may walk in boldness, that I may love without reservation, that I may serve with humility, that I may give without counting the cost. I do not want to be a passive participant in your kingdom. I want to be an active, willing servant, one who carries the fragrance of Christ wherever I go, one whose presence shifts atmospheres, one whose words bring life, one whose actions reflect the very heart of God. Teach me, Lord, to see others through your eyes. Let me not be quick to judge, but quick to extend grace. Let me not be easily offended, but steadfast in love. Let me not seek my own comfort above the needs of those around me, but let my life be a constant outpouring of the kindness you have so generously lavished upon me. For what do I have that has not first been given by you? Every good and perfect gift, every breath I take, every moment of joy, it all flows from your hand, and I am merely a steward of the blessings you have entrusted to me. So let me steward them well. Lord, let me be faithful with what you have placed in my hands. Whether it be great or small, let me not despise the seasons of waiting, for I know that in the hidden places, you are doing a work far greater than what my eyes can see. Let me not grow weary in doing good, for I know that in due time, the harvest will come. Let me not look to the left or to the right, comparing my path to another's, but let me fix my eyes on you, knowing that the race set before me has been designed with precision, that the journey I walk has been ordained by your perfect wisdom. And Lord, as I walk this path, as I navigate the hills and the valleys, the triumphs and the trials, let my heart remain steadfast in hope. Let me never forget that you are the God who turns mourning into dancing, the God who makes beauty from ashes, the God who restores what was once lost. Even when I cannot see the full picture, I trust that you are working behind the scenes, orchestrating every detail for my good. Even when the night seems long, I believe that joy is coming with the morning. Even when my prayers seem unanswered, I know that your silence is not absence, but an invitation to trust deeper, to lean in closer, to believe with greater faith, for I know that you are faithful. Lord, I have seen it in the past. I see it in the present, and I will see it in the days to come. Not once have you ever failed. Not once have you abandoned me. Not once have you broken a promise. And because you are unchanging, because you are the same yesterday, today, and forever, I can rest in the certainty that your goodness will never run dry. Father, I lift up those who are weary, those who are burdened, those who are standing on the edge of hope, wondering if you still see them, if you still hear them, if you still care. Let them know that you are near. Let them feel the warmth of your embrace, the comfort of your presence, the reassurance that they are never alone, for you are the God who walks beside us in the fire, the one who stands in the storm, the shepherd who leaves the 99 to find the one who has strayed. No one is beyond your reach. No one is forgotten. No one is unseen. Let this be a moment of awakening, Lord, a moment where hearts are stirred, where faith is revived, where the weary find rest, where the lost are drawn home. Let this be a time of renewal, where dry bones come to life, where sleeping dreams are reawakened, where passion for your kingdom burns anew in the hearts of your people. And Lord, let this fire not be momentary, but lasting. Let it not fade when the sun rises, when the day's distractions come, when the weight of responsibilities presses in. Let this encounter with you be the beginning of something deeper, something that carries into every moment, every decision, every breath, for I do not want to leave this place unchanged. I do not want this to be a fleeting moment of intimacy, only to return to routine and forget the depth of what you have done here. No, Lord, let this be a marker in time, a shift in my spirit, a turning point where I step forward with renewed faith, with bolder confidence, with greater trust in the one who holds my future. So here I am, Lord, yielded and willing. Take my life, take my hands, take my voice, take my days, and use them for your glory. Let my life be a living testimony of your goodness. Let my love be a reflection of your heart. Let my journey be one that points others to the hope that is found only in you. And as I rise from this time of prayer, as I step into the day ahead, I go not alone, but with you walking beside me, within me, before me. You are my guide, my strength, my song, my salvation. And with that assurance, I will walk forward in faith, knowing that wherever this path may lead, it is leading me deeper into the arms of my Savior. Father, as the dawn stretches its golden fingers across the sky, painting the heavens with the promise of a new beginning, I remain in awe of you. The rhythm of my breath, the beating of my heart, the gentle whisper of the morning breeze. Everything around me speaks of your presence, of your artistry, of the unfathomable depth of your love. How can I ever cease to marvel at the wonder of who you are? You are the Ancient of Days, the one who spoke and the universe came into being. Yet you bend low to listen to my every prayer, to hold my every tear, to call me your own. Father, as this day unfolds, I surrender it entirely to you. Let not a single moment be lived apart from your presence. Let not a single step be taken outside of your will. Let not a single word be spoken that does not reflect your love, your grace, your truth, for I know, Lord, that I am incapable of walking this path alone. My strength is insufficient, my wisdom is limited, my vision is clouded, but you, O God, are my sufficiency. You are the lamp unto my feet, the hand that steadies me when I falter, the shepherd who leads me in paths of righteousness for your name's sake. And so, I ask, Lord, guide me in the decisions I must make, in the responsibilities I must carry, in the people I must love, in the tasks I must complete. Let me not be driven by haste, by pressure, by the expectations of the world, but by the gentle leading of your Spirit. Teach me to move at the pace of grace, to walk in step with your rhythm, to trust that when I abide in you, I am always exactly where I need to be. Father, keep my heart pure before you. The world is filled with distractions, with temptations that seek to draw me away, to dilute my devotion, to shift my gaze from your beauty. But I long to be steadfast, unwavering, single-minded in my pursuit of you. Let my desires be refined in the fire of your holiness. Let my affections be centered upon that which is eternal, not fleeting. Let me be satisfied not by the temporary comforts of this world, but by the endless abundance of your presence. For you alone, Lord, are my portion. You alone are the treasure that my heart seeks. All else will fade, all else will pass away. But you remain the same yesterday, today, and forever. And so I cling to you, not just in the moments of joy but in the moments of uncertainty, in the valleys as well as on the mountaintops. For even when I cannot see the way ahead, I trust that you are already there. Even when I do not understand, I trust that your ways are higher. Even when my prayers seem unanswered, I trust that you are working in ways beyond my comprehension. So I release my need to know, my need to control, my need to understand. Instead, I embrace the mystery of faith, the quiet confidence that rests not in outcomes, but in the unshakable character of the one who holds my future. I choose to trust in your goodness, in your perfect timing, in the truth that you are always faithful, always present, always sovereign over every detail of my life. And Lord, as I walk in this trust, let my life be a testimony of your faithfulness. Let those around me see, not my strength, but yours. Let them witness, not my wisdom, but the power of your Spirit at work within me. Let my life be a living, breathing proclamation of the goodness of my God. For I do not seek to glorify myself, but to glorify the one who has redeemed me, who has called me by name, who has set my feet upon solid ground. Use me, Father, as an instrument of your love. Let my hands be open, generous in giving, ready to serve. Let my words be seasoned with grace, speaking life, encouragement, and truth. Let my actions reflect the heart of Christ, drawing others not to me, but to you. Let me be a vessel through which your light shines, a beacon of hope to those who are lost, a voice of comfort to those who are weary. And as I lift up those around me, I ask, Lord, that you would pour out your mercy upon them. For the broken-hearted, bind up their wounds. For the anxious, speak peace into their minds. For the burdened, lift their heavy loads. For the weary, renew their strength. For the lost, draw them into your loving embrace. Let none be forgotten, none be overlooked, none be beyond the reach of your saving grace. Father, let this day be marked by divine appointments. Let my steps be ordered by you. Let every encounter be filled with purpose. Let every interaction be an opportunity to extend your kindness. Let every challenge be met with the assurance that you are working all things together for good. Let me not miss a single moment of what you are doing in and through me. And when the night falls again, when this day has passed and I return once more to the quiet of your presence, let me look back not with regret, but with gratitude. Let me see the evidence of your hand in every detail. Let me recount the ways you provided, the ways you guided, the ways you revealed your love. Let me rest, knowing that I have walked in step with you, that I have lived this day not for myself, but for your glory. For my life is not my own, Lord, it belongs to you, every breath, every heartbeat, every moment, and there is no greater joy, no greater purpose, no greater calling than to spend it in the pursuit of knowing you more, loving you deeper, and making you known to the world. So lead me, Father, shape me, use me, and let my life be an offering, a song of praise that never ceases, a light that never dims, a love that never fades. Let me be fully, completely, eternally yours. Father, as the day begins to unfold before me, I remain here in the sacred stillness, unwilling to rush away from this place where my soul finds true rest. Though the world awakens with its demands and distractions, I choose, first and foremost, to remain in your presence, to drink deeply from the well of your Spirit, to be filled before I pour out. For apart from you, I have nothing to give. Apart from you, my strength is fleeting, my wisdom is lacking, My purpose is uncertain, but with you, Lord, oh, with you, I lack nothing. You are the wellspring of my life, the fountain that never runs dry, the source of every good and perfect gift. You are the breath in my lungs, the fire in my soul, the compass that directs my steps. You are my portion, my inheritance, my great reward, and in you, I find everything I have ever longed for, everything my heart has ever needed, everything I could never attain on my own. So I ask, Lord, let me abide in you today. Let this moment of intimacy not be confined to these early hours, but let it stretch into every part of my day. Let me walk in constant awareness of your presence, in unbroken fellowship with you. Let my thoughts be captivated by your truth, my emotions be anchored in your peace, my actions be led by your wisdom. Let my words be an offering of worship. Let them build up, not tear down. Let them bring healing, not harm. Let them be seasoned with grace, full of kindness, rooted in truth. May my speech reflect your heart, O Lord, that all who hear me would hear not just my voice, but the echo of heaven's love. And let my hands be an extension of your mercy. May they be open to give freely, to serve selflessly, to lift up those who are weary. Let me not be so consumed with my own needs that I fail to see the needs of those around me. Let my eyes be open to the hurting, the lonely, the forgotten, the ones who need a touch of your love today. Father, make me a conduit of your compassion. Let your love flow through me in such a way that no one encounters me without encountering a glimpse of you. Not for my glory, Lord, but for yours, not so that I may be seen, but so that you may be revealed. Let my life be a living testimony, a reflection of the grace I have received, a beacon that points the world back to you. For I know, Lord, that this life is not about me. It is not about my comfort, my success, my desires. It is about you. It is about surrendering to your will, embracing your calling, living for the purposes of your kingdom. It is about dying to myself so that Christ may be fully alive in me. So strip away anything in me that is not of you. Remove every trace of selfish ambition, every hidden pride, every lingering doubt. Purge me of anything that hinders your spirit from moving freely in my life. Refine me in the fire of your holiness, until all that remains is gold, pure, tested, surrendered completely to you. I do not fear the refining, Lord, for I know that it is in the fire that I am made stronger. It is in the pressing that the oil flows. It is in the breaking that the true beauty of surrender is revealed. So let it be, Father. Let your work in me be complete. Let nothing be left unfinished, nothing be left untouched by your hand. And as you refine me, as you mold me into the image of Christ, I pray that my faith would be unwavering, that I would not waver in the waiting, but trust in your perfect timing, that I would not waver in the trials, but stand firm upon your promises, that I would not waver in the unknown, but walk forward in faith, knowing that you go before me. For you are a God who never fails, a God who never forgets, a God who is always working, always moving, always orchestrating things far beyond what my eyes can see. Even now, in ways I do not yet understand, you are preparing the way. You are opening doors I cannot yet see. You are aligning every detail, arranging every step, working all things together for my good and for your glory. So I will not strive, Lord. I will not force what is not yet ready. I will not grasp for what has not yet been given. I will wait upon you, not with frustration, but with expectancy. I will trust in the unseen, knowing that the unseen is where faith is forged. I will rest in the waiting, knowing that the waiting is where character is shaped. And as I wait, I will worship. I will lift my hands in surrender, not in defeat, but in victory. For I know that my waiting is not in vain. I know that my prayers are not unheard. I know that my faith is not misplaced. My hope is secure, not in what I see, but in the one who holds all things in his hands. You are my rock, my fortress, my deliverer. You are my shield, my refuge, my ever-present help in times of trouble. You are the lifter of my head, the restorer of my soul, the one who turns my mourning into dancing. So I will rejoice, Lord, Not because everything is perfect, but because you are perfect. Not because I have all the answers, but because I trust in the one who does. Not because I see the full picture, but because I know the artist who is painting the masterpiece of my life. Let my heart be unshaken. Let my spirit be unbreakable. Let my joy be untouchable. Not dependent on circumstances, but rooted in the immovable truth that I am yours. And as this truth settles deep within me, as it takes root and grows into unshakable faith, I ask that you would continue to transform me from the inside out. Not just in this moment of prayer, but in every moment that follows. Let this not be an encounter that fades, but a fire that burns brighter with each passing day. For I do not want to simply have moments with you, Lord. I want a life that is consumed by you. A life that is marked by your presence, guided by your hand, filled with your power. A life that does not shrink back in fear, but presses forward in boldness. A life that does not settle for the ordinary, but walks in the extraordinary calling you have placed upon me. So lead me, Father. Take me deeper still. Show me more of your heart, more of your glory, more of your ways. Let me never grow complacent, never grow distant, never lose the wonder of being called your child. For there is no greater joy, no greater privilege, no greater purpose than to know you, to love you, and to be loved by you. And so I remain here, my heart open, my spirit willing, my soul forever surrendered to you. Father, even as the morning sun climbs higher into the sky, even as the hours of the day stretch before me, I remain in this place of divine communion, unwilling to move from the depths of your presence. For there is no place more secure than beneath the shelter of your wings. No peace more profound than the stillness of a heart anchored in you. Though the world calls, though the responsibilities of life press in, I choose to remain, here in the sacred silence, here in the overflow of your love, here where my soul is being transformed, refined, and strengthened for all that lies ahead. Lord, let every breath I take today be a prayer. Let every step I walk be an act of faith. Let every thought be captivated by your truth, that I may not be swayed by the fleeting worries of this world. Let me move with the awareness that I am never alone, that you go before me, that you stand behind me, that you walk beside me, surrounding me on every side, even in the unseen places. Even when I do not feel you near, I trust in the promise that you will never leave nor forsake me. Oh, how my heart longs to know you more, how I desire to see your face, to hear your voice, to be so deeply rooted in your love that nothing can shake me. This world offers so many lesser affections, so many distractions that seek to pull my gaze away. But I choose you, Lord, again and again. I choose you, not because I am strong, but because I have seen that apart from you, I have nothing, not because I am worthy, but because your mercy draws me in, again and again, with unfailing tenderness. Father, take the fragile pieces of my heart and hold them in your hands. Where there is brokenness, restore. Where there is fear, replace it with faith. Where there is doubt, remind me of your faithfulness. Where there is hesitation, fill me with boldness. I do not want to live a life that is half-hearted, a faith that is only present in comfort but absent in trial. I want to be all in, fully surrendered, fully committed to walking the path you have set before me. So strengthen my steps, Lord. Make my feet steady upon the rock of your word. Let me not be easily swayed by the storms of life, by the opinions of others, by the uncertainties of tomorrow. Let my trust be unwavering, my hope unshaken, my confidence fully placed in you. For you are the same yesterday, today, and forever. What you have spoken will not return void. What you have promised, you will fulfill. And even when the answer does not come in the way I expect, even when the path is unclear, even when the waiting stretches longer than I had hoped, I will not waver. I will not doubt the goodness of my God. For you have never failed me. Not once, not ever, and you will not begin now. Father, as I step into this day, I ask that you fill me afresh with your Spirit. Let the fruit of your Spirit be evident in me, not by my striving, but by your grace at work within me. Let love overflow from my heart. that I may see others with the same compassion that you have for them. Let joy radiate from within me, a joy that is not dependent on circumstances but rooted in the unshakable hope of salvation. Let peace guard my heart and mind, that I may not be anxious for anything, but trust fully in your provision. Let patience take root in me, that I may not grow weary in the waiting, but remain steadfast in faith. Let kindness be the language I speak, that my words would build up and not tear down. Let goodness define my actions, that I may walk in integrity and honor you in all I do. Let faithfulness be my foundation, that I may not waver in my devotion to you. Let gentleness mark my responses, that I may reflect the humility of Christ in every interaction. Let self-control govern my thoughts, my emotions, my desires, that I may not be led by the flesh but by the Spirit. Father, let this day be an altar, an offering of praise, a sacrifice of obedience, a demonstration of worship not only in word, but in action. Let my life be a song of thanksgiving, a melody of grace that rises like incense before you. For you alone are worthy of my highest praise. You alone are deserving of my full surrender. You alone are the reason I live, the reason I breathe, the reason I press forward with hope, knowing that my future is held securely in your hands. And Lord, I lift up to you those who are walking through seasons of difficulty, those who feel forgotten, those who are weary and burdened, carrying loads too heavy for their shoulders, those who are waiting for breakthrough, longing for answers, desperate for a sign that you are near. Draw them close, Father, whisper to them in the stillness. Remind them that you are working even when they cannot see. Let their faith be strengthened, their hearts encouraged, their hope renewed, for you are the God who sees, the God who hears, the God who knows every longing, every silent prayer, every tear that falls in the midnight hour. Nothing escapes your notice, nothing is beyond your reach. You are the shepherd who leaves the 99 to find the one, the Redeemer who makes all things new, the healer who binds up every wound. So I place them in your hands, knowing that your love for them is greater than I could ever comprehend, that your plans for them are good, that their waiting is not in vain, their prayers are not unheard, their pain is not unnoticed, that you are near, and you are working all things together for good. Father, let this be a day of divine encounters, a day where heaven touches earth in unexpected ways, a day where your glory is revealed in the ordinary moments, in the simple acts of kindness, in the quiet whispers of grace, a day where your love is made known, where hearts are softened, where lives are transformed. I step forward in faith, not because I know what is ahead, but because I know the one who goes before me. I step forward with confidence, not in myself, but in the God who holds all things together. I step forward with joy, knowing that whatever this day brings, it is filled with purpose, it is covered in grace, it is held in the hands of my Father. Father, as I continue in this place of sacred communion, I let my heart remain open, my spirit yielded, my soul fully surrendered to the depths of your presence. The world moves forward with its ceaseless demands, but I choose stillness. I choose to remain in the embrace of your love, in the warmth of your nearness, in the quiet assurance that I am fully known, fully loved, and fully secure in you. Lord, how marvelous is your love, how vast, how unsearchable, how beyond my comprehension. If I were to count the thoughts you have toward me, they would outnumber the grains of sand. If I were to search the heights of the heavens or the depths of the sea, still I could not find the end of your mercy. You are the God who holds the stars in place, yet you hold me with the same care, the same intention, the same unwavering faithfulness. And so I rest, Father, not just in body, but in spirit. I release the burdens I was never meant to carry. I lay down the worries that have tried to steal my joy. I exchange my striving for the ease of your grace, my fears for the confidence of your promises, my restlessness for the peace that flows from trusting fully in you. For you are my refuge, my dwelling place, my constant, unshakable foundation. Let nothing in me resist your refining work. Lord, take every part of me and mold it into the image of Christ. If there is any pride in me, Strip it away, if there is any doubt lingering in the corners of my mind. Replace it with unwavering faith, if there is any place where I have become lukewarm. Rekindle the fire of my devotion. Let my life be a continuous offering, an ever-burning flame of worship before you. I desire to know you more, to go deeper into the mysteries of your love. I do not want a surface-level relationship, a faith that flickers when trials come. I want to walk in the depths of your presence, to experience the fullness of joy that comes from abiding in you. So draw me in, Father, draw me past the outer courts and into the Holy of Holies, into the secret place where nothing else matters but you. Let me hear your voice more clearly, that I may follow without hesitation. Let me recognize your hand in the details of my life, that I may walk in gratitude for all that you are doing. Let me see with eyes of the Spirit, that I may not be distracted by what is temporary but remain fixed upon that which is eternal. Father, I ask that you anoint me afresh for the calling you have placed upon my life. Let me not move in my own strength, but in the power of your Spirit. Let me not depend on my own understanding, but on the wisdom that flows from your throne. Let me not seek my own glory, but live only to magnify the name of Jesus. And Lord, as you do a work in me, let your work through me increase. Let my life be a vessel of healing to those who are broken, a beacon of light to those who are lost, a voice of hope to those who are weary. Let my hands serve with compassion. Let my words bring encouragement. Let my presence reflect the love of Christ in such a way that others are drawn not to me, but to you. Teach me, Father, to walk in greater obedience. Let my heart be quick to respond when you call. Let me not delay in the things you have asked of me. If there are doors you have opened, give me the courage to walk through them. If there are places where you are stretching my faith, let me not shrink back in fear, but step forward in confidence, knowing that you have gone before me. For I know, Lord, that my life is not my own. It was purchased at the highest price, redeemed by the blood of the Lamb, set apart for your kingdom's purpose. I do not belong to this world, I belong to you. My time is not mine to waste, it is yours to use for your glory. My gifts are not mine to keep, they are yours to be poured out as a blessing to others. So let me be a good steward, faithful with all that you have entrusted to me. Let me not grow weary in doing good. Father, when the harvest seems delayed, let me remain steadfast. When the prayers seem unanswered, let me trust in your perfect timing. When opposition arises, let me stand firm, knowing that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. For you are my defender, my shield, my fortress, and if you are for me, who can be against me? Lord, I know that this life will not always be easy. There will be battles to fight, storms to endure, trials that test the very core of my faith. But I will not fear. I will not shrink back, for I am not standing on shifting sand. I am standing on the rock that cannot be moved. The same God who parted the Red Sea, who shut the mouths of lions, who raised Lazarus from the dead, that same God is with me now, leading me, sustaining me, fighting for me. So I choose to trust, even when I do not see the way ahead. I choose to worship, even when the answers have not yet come. I choose to believe, even when my faith is tested. For you have never failed me, and you never will. You are the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. You are the author of my story, the one who writes every chapter with purpose and intention. And though I do not know what tomorrow holds, I know the one who holds tomorrow. That is enough for me. That is more than enough. So take my life, Lord, take every dream, every plan, every desire, and let it all be used for your glory. Let my hands work for your kingdom. Let my words proclaim your truth. Let my heart remain soft before you. Let my spirit be steadfast and unshaken. And let me walk forward, not in fear, but in faith, not in doubt, but in full assurance that the one who began a good work in me will be faithful to complete it. Father, as I remain in your presence, I feel the deepening weight of your glory surrounding me. My soul clings to you, unwilling to depart from this sacred moment. You are my dwelling place, my refuge, my everlasting portion. Though the hours of the day continue their course, I long to linger here, to soak in the radiance of your love, to be filled once again with the fullness of your Spirit. Lord, keep my heart steadfast in this posture of surrender. Let the fire of this communion not fade as I step into the responsibilities before me. Let my spirit remain attuned to your whisper, sensitive to your leading, eager to walk in obedience to your voice. I do not want this to be a fleeting encounter. I want this to be the foundation upon which my entire day is built. Let this prayer not be just words spoken in solitude, but a declaration that resounds throughout every moment of my life. Father, let the work you are doing in me bear fruit in abundance. Let the roots of my faith go deeper. Let my trust in you grow stronger. Let my dependence on your grace become unwavering. Shape me, refine me, transform me until my very being radiates the light of Christ. Let my thoughts be pure, my motives be holy, my actions be righteous. Let me live in such a way that every part of my life, seen and unseen, is an act of worship unto you. I surrender my desires, my ambitions, my plans, and my dreams, knowing that your ways are higher, that your purposes are far greater than anything I could imagine. I do not want to chase after things that will fade. I do not want to build upon foundations that will crumble. I want to invest my life in what is eternal, in what carries weight in your kingdom, in what brings glory to your name. So teach me, Lord, to number my days, to redeem the time, to walk in wisdom and discernment. Let me not squander the gifts you have given me, nor be distracted by things that do not align with your will. Let me fix my eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of my faith, running with endurance the race set before me. Let me live with urgency, not in fear, but in passion, knowing that every moment is an opportunity to love, to serve, to make you known. Father, let my hands be open, open to give, open to receive, open to be used however you desire. Let me not hold tightly to anything that is not meant to remain. If you call me to let go, I will trust you. If you call me to step out, I will obey. If you call me to wait, I will do so with patience, knowing that your timing is perfect. I pray, Lord, for a heart that is quick to obey. Let me not delay when you call. Let me not hesitate when you prompt. Let me not shrink back when you lead me into unknown places. Strengthen me to walk by faith, not by sight, to trust in the unseen, to stand firm even when the path is unclear. For I know that you are the God who makes a way where there is none. The God who turns impossibilities into testimonies. The God who goes before me and prepares the road ahead. And as I walk, Father, let my life be marked by love that is patient and kind. Love that does not envy or boast. Love that is not self-seeking or easily angered. Let me be slow to speak and quick to listen. Let my words carry the fragrance of your grace. Let my actions reflect the humility of Christ. Let my presence bring peace into every space I enter. Let my life be a living letter of your goodness, a testimony that speaks even when I am silent. Lord, I pray for divine appointments today, opportunities to share your love, to offer encouragement, to be a light in the darkness. Open my eyes to see the needs around me. Let me not be so consumed with my own tasks that I fail to notice those who are hurting. Give me compassion that moves me to action, generosity that flows without hesitation, kindness that expects nothing in return. And Father, for those who are burdened, for those who are weary, for those who feel unseen and forgotten, draw near to them. Wrap them in the embrace of your presence. Let them know that you are the God who sees, the God who hears, the God who answers. Lift their heads, strengthen their hearts, renew their hope. Let them find in you the peace that surpasses all understanding. For those who are waiting on you, who feel the weight of unanswered prayers, remind them that you are never late, that every delay is a divine setup for something greater. Let them not grow weary in the waiting, but let their faith be strengthened, their endurance be deepened, their trust in you be solidified. Teach them that waiting is not wasted, that every moment surrendered to you is a moment of preparation for the fulfillment of your promises. And Lord, for those who are battling fear, anxiety, or doubt, be their anchor. Speak to the storm and command it to be still. Let the truth of your word silence every lie. Let them take refuge under the shadow of your wings, finding security not in their circumstances but in your unchanging nature. You are the God who was, who is, and who is to come, the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. Nothing is too hard for you. Nothing is beyond your reach. Nothing is impossible in your hands. So I choose to trust, to believe, to stand firm, to move forward with confidence, not in myself, but in the one who holds my past, my present, and my future. I refuse to live in fear, for you have not given me a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. I refuse to live in regret, for you have redeemed my story and made all things new. I refuse to live in anxiety, for you are my peace, my anchor, my ever-present help. Let my life be a declaration of your faithfulness. Let my days be filled with purpose. Let my words bring glory to your name. Let my hands do the work of your kingdom. Let my feet go wherever you send me. Let my heart remain fully, completely, eternally yours. And as I continue this journey, as I press on in faith, I know that I do not go alone. You walk beside me. You go before me. You hem me in on every side. You are my shepherd, my defender, my deliverer, my closest friend, and in you, I have all that I will ever need. Heavenly Father, as I come to the closing of this sacred time in your presence, my heart is overwhelmed with gratitude. You have met me here, in the stillness of this hour, speaking truth into the depths of my soul, filling me with peace that surpasses understanding, and reminding me once again that I am never alone. You are my rock, my refuge, my constant source of strength, and I rest in the assurance that you hold all things together, my life, my purpose, my every moment. Lord, as I step forward from this place of prayer, let the fire you have ignited within me continue to burn. Let my faith remain unwavering. Let my love for you be evident in all that I do. Let my life be a living testimony of your grace, so that others may see and be drawn to the beauty of who you are. I pray that this prayer does not end here, that it does not stay within the confines of my heart, but that it spreads, that it reaches those who need to hear it, who need to be reminded of your unfailing love. I pray that every soul that reads or speaks these words will feel the power of your presence, will be drawn into deeper intimacy with you, and will find hope in the truth that you are always near. So I ask, Lord, let this prayer go forth like a light into the darkness. Let it reach the weary, the broken, the searching, the waiting. Let it bring comfort to those who are in pain, peace to those who are anxious, strength to those who are weak. Let it stir revival in the hearts of those who have grown weary in their faith. And let it awaken a fresh hunger for you. To everyone reading this, if this prayer has touched your heart, if it has drawn you closer to God, I encourage you to share it. Let it be a blessing to someone else. Let it be a reminder to a friend, a family member, a loved one who needs to know that God is with them. You never know how one prayer, one word of encouragement, one act of faith can change someone's life. May this prayer continue to echo in our hearts. May it draw many into the presence of God, and may it be a flame that ignites faith, hope, and love in every soul it reaches. Share this prayer, let it spread, and together, let us bring light to a world in need of God's love.